Chapter 4. A Deadly Exchange. Lars arrived at 7 o'clock. I climbed into the back of his coupe and sat beside Durant. Lars sped away. "When we get to Criswell's, you two will duck down and hide. I'm assuming Criswell will have me drive his Cadillac. I'll do my best not to lose you." Lars parked in front of a large white house. "Stay down," he whispered. Then he got out, shut the door, and walked away. Durant and I remained hidden for a few minutes, and then Durant crawled over the seat and sat behind the wheel. I joined him in the front. It began to rain. I could hear loud, sharp cracks on the roof of the coupe. I looked at my watch. It was a bit after 8 o'clock. It was now completely dark. Another hour passed. The rain continued to pour. "Here they come," said Durant, shaking my arm. I had dozed off. We ducked. A large Cadillac backed out of Criswell's driveway and sped away. Durant started the coupe and followed. "Reggie thinks they'll make the exchange in a cove," said Durant. "Do you help Reggie with these sorts of things often?" "Hey, anytime Reggie needs help, I'm there. He always helps guys down on their luck, and I was one of those guys once." "What did Reggie do for you?" "Mr. Harding, I need to pay attention. These winding roads in Brentwood Heights are confusing. There's a lot of rain coming down. I can hardly see Reggie's taillights up ahead. Can we talk later?" "Yes, of course." Lars stopped at a traffic light. Durant stopped behind him. The street lights illuminated someone in the back seat. The light changed, and Lars sped off. Durant followed, staying close without being too obvious. Lars slowed and turned right. "Santa Monica Boulevard. The coast, it is." Lars drove very fast and swerved from lane to lane. He was making it very hard for Durant to remain close. "I thought Reggie was going to do his best not to lose us." "Oh, he knows I can keep up." Lars sped through a yellow light that suddenly turned red. Horns blared as we zoomed through the intersection. Lars slowed down. He was now making more of an effort to let us tail him. I suppose he saw us almost get hit in the intersection. Lars turned left at a light. "Lincoln Boulevard. We're headed to the South Bay. Lots of coves down there." Lars slowed and turned left again. "Julie Avenue," said Durant. Nothing out here but Clover Airfield and some old warehouses." Lars pulled in between two warehouses. Durant parked on the street. "We'll be seen if we followed him in. We'll have to hurry back on foot." Durant reached under the dash and pulled out the Colt Detective Special. Durant and I ran to where Lars had turned. There were several warehouses, and we chose to hide beside one. Lars had turned Criswell's Cadillac around and was now facing Dewey Avenue. I checked my watch. It was almost 10 o'clock. I realized then it had stopped raining. Another set of headlamps turned in from Dewey Avenue and stopped 10 feet from Criswell's Cadillac. The newcomer's headlights spotlighted Lars. Criswell was nowhere to be seen. A dark figure got out of the idling sedan and approached Lars.
"Got the money?"
Lars handed an envelope to the man. 2 shots were fired. Durant jumped out and fired at the man standing beside Lars. This man turned and fired at Durant. A bullet zipped past my ear. Durant fired again. The man ran back to the idling sedan. He fired at Durant and got back in his sedan. Then he sped backwards onto Dewey Avenue and stopped. There was a harsh grinding sound. He couldn't get the transmission into gear. Durant fired another shot. The sedan's windshield splattered. The sedan sped away. I hurried to Lars. Blood was gushing from his neck. His eyes were open, but he couldn't speak. Durant applied pressure to the wound.
"Mr. Harding!"
he yelled.
"Quick, go for help!"
I ran to Dewey Avenue. There was a garage across the street. The lights were on and a man was standing out front.
"Call the police!"
I yelled.
"A man's been shot!"
The man hurried inside the garage. I ran back to the Cadillac. Durant was still holding Lars's neck. Lars's eyes were closed. The passenger door was open. "Did Criswell run off?" I asked.
"Yeah."
I walked around the car and closed the door. Then I returned to Durant.
"Take this, Mr. Harding. Hide it. I'm not allowed to carry a firearm."
I looked down and saw that Durant was handing me the Colt Detective Special. I took it and ran, and wasn't sure what to do with it. Then I heard sirens. I hurled the gun onto the roof of one of the warehouses.